Nation's senior national security contributor and retired Air Force Lieutenant General Richard Newton. General Newton previously served as the Assistant Vice Chief of Staff of the U.S. Air Force and is a former Deputy Director of Global Operations for the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Lieutenant General, always good to have you. Just to, compound off of Emily's report that we just watched, as this war wages on, the divide does seem to be deepening with the U.S. and its allies on one side, China and Russia on the other. China and Russia have both condemned attacks on civilians, advocated for ceasefire, yet both of them have failed to condemn Hamas for the October 7th attack. What do China and Russia stand to gain from appeasing Hamas?
Well, good morning, Markie. It's really, let me just jump to what I think is a bottom line conclusion here. I think we're seeing, and I've heard others talk about this, perhaps a new Cold War II here in 2023, or certainly in the beginnings of the 21st century. And as you described it, it's an alignment now of Russia, China, Iran. They're pivoting around Iran, and certainly they're pivoting around, crises that are happening in the Mideast against the United States. And so in the broadest of picture, they're trying to, and I'm talking China and Russia specifically, they're really trying to reshape the world. It's a reordering of the world where U.S. has led since World War II and so forth. So that's the strategic aspect of this. But there's also bottom line opportunity here, and that is, oil, economic influence, diplomatic influence, and so forth. As they see the United States bogged down, they have opportunities now to grow their reach. I'm saying they being Russia and China for different avenues of approach.
Yeah, and grow their influence, which of course has been top priority and top of mind for them for, it's the tale as old as time. How does the Arab world, though, view China, considering Beijing's ongoing human rights abuses against Uyghur Muslims in Western China? What do they think?
I think what they see in China is the world's largest oil importer. And they see obviously economic benefit to having and having that relationship. And China needs the Arab world, or certainly the oil in the Mideast, because their economy, rests on that. But also their economy is not doing particularly well at the moment. And so, but also they welcome. That being the broader Arab world welcomes the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative, where where China is trying to grow influence, but also grow projects both that benefit China economically, but also help them politically across the world, but specifically in the Mideast. So there's lots of practical relationship here going on, between China and the broader Arab world. All the while, they're trying to increase their influence because any foothold they can take in a particular region, in this case, the Mideast, is not particularly good news to the United States. For instance, China brokered a deal between Iran and Saudi Arabia to open up diplomatic relations. This was several months or so ago. And so that becomes a thorn in the side of the United States. So it all comes down to a more chaotic world and a growing influence, both China and Russia in the Mideast. Certainly is an added ingredient to the stature and the influence of China and Russia as well.
And putting the magnifying glass specifically on China here, we're seeing all these reports that China has sent these warships to the Mediterranean. I've seen as many as 6. Who knows what the real number is? But Chinese analysts, have said to that deployment is all part of the country's routine escort missions to the region, not an interference with the conflict. Do you believe that? How do you read that? And if that's true, that there are these Chinese warships now in the area, how concerning of a development would that be for Israel?
Well, first off, and you're correct, there are 6 Chinese warships. They've been steaming in the Mideast region, but also now closer to Gaza and the Israeli coastline there. They're in the region, but 6 warships from China are not going to necessarily have a particular strong play in any type of conflict. But the influence, though, Markie, is the fact that they can do it. The influence is the fact that they are able to steam not only in Asia Pacific, India region, but now they're steaming in the Mideast. And so the larger play here is not necessarily militarily, but it could be certainly diplomatically. It could be, from a stature, as China's trying to grow its stature around the world. And now they're saying we can put warships in the Mideast region, and specifically perhaps in and near the Eastern Mediterranean, not to the stature of the United States and certainly other navies, but the fact that they can do it and they are doing it, that's a significant play here.
Yeah. Well, it's now day 18 of warfare, no end in sight. Tensions certainly seem to continue to be rising. Let's hope we can avoid a a World War III or in your words, a Cold War II. Lieutenant General Richard Newton, thanks as always, sir.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.